Welcome back, my dear students. Again, your Kanchan ma'am is here to teach you social science. Students, now is time for our term 1 exams. So, this video is your revision video of chapters Movements of the Earth and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Students, do you know how many different types of motions does the Earth have? Yes, Earth has two types of motions. Those are rotation and revolution. Motion means movements. Now the question arises, what is rotation? The spinning motion of an object on its axis is called rotation. Students, have you ever played with top? Do you know how the top moves? Yes, the top turns around itself, and any object that turns about itself actually turns around a certain imaginary line. The turning or spinning motion of an object around itself is called rotation, and the imaginary line around which it rotates is called the axis of its rotation. Look at the screen, students. You can see an imaginary line around which the top spins. That is the axis of the top. Same like top, the earth is also rotates around its axis. You can see on the top we are having North Pole, and at the bottom we are having South Pole. And the earth rotates around its axis from west to east. The another motion of the earth is called revolution. When the earth rounds the sun in a fixed path, that is called orbit, it is called revolution. In screen you can see the yellow arrows shows the revolution of the earth. These arrows shows the earth is moving around the sun in a fixed path. Let me give you detailed information about the rotation. If you take a globe and spin it, it spins around a line passing through its center. This imaginary line around which it spins is called its axis, and the earth also spins about its axis in the same way. This spinning motion of the earth is called rotation. Rotation of the earth on its axis over a 24 hours period, and the speed of the rotation is 1038 miles per hour. Now look at the screen. This picture shows us the rotation of the earth. Earth rotates on its axis, and you can see here we are having red arrow that shows the rotation of the earth. And one complete rotation takes 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.1 seconds. And we can say the earth completes one rotation around its axis in about 24 hours. That's why one day and one night are of 24 hours. Now, let me tell you the effects of rotation on the earth. Students, do you know what are the effects of rotation on the earth? Yes, the rotation of the earth around its axis causes day and night. As the earth rotates on its axis, half of the earth faces the sun and half of the earth faces away from the sun. The half of the earth that faces the sun will experience day, and while the half of the earth that faces away from the sun will experience night. It means the portion of the earth facing the sun has day, and the portion facing away from the sun has night. As the earth rotates, day and night follow each other. That's why after the day we are having night, and after night again we are having the day. Students, Do you know why one day and one night are of 24 hours? Yes, the Earth completes one rotation around its axis in 24 hours. That's why one day and one night are of 24 hours. Now, look at the picture of day and night. The half of the earth that is facing the sun rays will experience day, while the half of the earth that is away from the sun rays will experience night. And you can easily see and understand this by the image. Now, let me tell you more about the another motion of the earth, that is revolution. The earth also moves around the sun in a fixed path called orbit, and this movement is called the revolution of the earth. The earth completes one revolution around the sun in about 365 days or 1 year, and the speed of earth's rotation is about 18 miles per second. Students, here I want to share one more information. In the solar system, the planet Venus has the longest day. A day in Venus is equal to 243 days on the Earth. However, a year on Venus lasts for only 224.7 Earth days. Therefore, a day on Earth is longer than its year. And students, the planet Jupiter has the shortest day, only 9.8 Earth hours. Now students, let me tell you about the effects of the revolution on the earth. The revolution of the earth gives us the different seasons like summer, winter, autumn and spring. Summer season. Summer solstice marks the beginning of summer on June 21 or 22. June 21 is the longest day. When it is summer in the northern hemisphere, it will be winter in the southern hemisphere. And the sun is directly over the Tropic of Cancer. Students, do you know what is solstice? Yes, the solstice is the day of the year when sunlight is furthest north and south of the equator. One summer solstice occurs on June 21st, the first day of the summer. Our winter solstice occurs on December 21st, the first day of the winter. Now students, look at the screen. Here we are having a picture and I have marked a red circle on June 22, summer solstice. Here students, you can see a red dot in June 22. This red dot shows the North Pole and a yellow dot shows the South Pole. And as you all know, while revolving around the sun, the earth is tilted to one side and the half of the earth that is tilted toward the sun gets longer hours of sunlight and has summer. The half that is tilted away from the sun has lesser hours of sunlight and has winter. And you can see here the North Pole is tilted toward the sun and the South Pole is tilted away from the sun, as in June in the picture. At this time, the northern hemisphere has summer and the southern hemisphere has winter. Winter season. Winter solstice mark the beginning of the winter on December 21, 22, and December 21 is the shortest day. And as you all know, our winter solstice occur on December 21st, the first day of the winter. Now, look at the picture. Here also I have marked red circle. And you can see here we are having December 22 winter solstice. And when the South Pole is tilted towards the sun, the North Pole is tilted away from it. As in December in the figure, you can see here we are having red dot that is showing North Pole and yellow dot shows the South Pole. And as you all know, the South Pole is tilted towards the Sun and the North Pole is tilted away from the Sun. So the Southern Hemisphere has summer and the Northern Hemisphere has winter at this time. Next, spring season. Spring equinox marks the beginning of the spring on March 20 or 21. When it is spring in the northern hemisphere, it will be autumn in the southern hemisphere. And the sun is directly over the equator. Students, do you know what is equinox? Yes, the equinox occurs twice a year when the sun is directly overhead at the equator. Look at the picture, students. In March and September, both the poles are at an equal distance from the sun. Next, autumn season. Autumn equinox marks the beginning of the autumn on September 22 or 23. When it is autumn in the northern hemisphere, it will be spring in the southern hemisphere and the sun is directly over equator. As you all know, students, in March and September, North Pole and South Pole are at an equal distance from the sun. And in March, the northern hemisphere has spring and the southern hemisphere has autumn. And in September, the northern hemisphere has autumn and the southern hemisphere has spring. Students, India is situated in northern hemisphere and Australia is in southern hemisphere. That's why when it is summer in India, it is winter in Australia, and when it is autumn in India, it is spring in Australia. So we can say the revolution of the earth and its tilted axis causes the seasons. Now it's time to ask you some questions. Question number 1. What is the difference between rotation and revolution? Next, give me an example of something that revolves and something that rotates. Next, what type of movements causes night and day? And last, what type of movement causes the change of the season? Students, look at the screen. You can see the picture of first question. What is the difference between rotation and revolution? Here you can have to write the definitions of rotation and revolution. Rotation occurs when an object spins around an axis, and revolution occurs when an object spins around another object. Here you can write the definitions of rotation and revolution. Now, look at the screen and see the next question. Give me an example of something that revolves and something that rotates. Here we are having the rotation of the earth, that is showing the rotating, and here you can also give the example of top. To show the revolving, we are having the picture of the movement of the earth around the sun, that is revolution. Next question, what type of movement causes night and day? And I hope you all know the answer. The earth's rotation causes night and day. Next question, what type of movement causes the change of seasons? The earth's revolution, the angle of the sun and the length of the day causes the change of the seasons. And you can say revolution of the earth and its tilted axis causes the seasons. Now it's time to do some exercises. First exercise, multiple choice questions. First question, we see the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. This happens because, number 1, the earth revolves around the sun. B, the sun revolves around the earth. C, the earth spins on its axis. D, the sun spins on its axis. And the answer is the earth spins on its axis. So we see the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. This happens because the earth spins on its axis. Next question. When the north pole is tilted toward the sun. A. The northern hemisphere has summer and the southern hemisphere has winter. The northern hemisphere has winter and the southern hemisphere has summer. Both hemispheres have summer. Both hemispheres have winter. And the answer is the northern hemisphere has summer and the southern hemisphere has winter. So you can say when the north pole is tilted towards the sun, the northern hemisphere has summer and the southern hemisphere has winter. Next, number 3. The seasons are caused by the rotation of the earth, revolution of the earth around the sun, rotation of the sun, revolution of the sun around the earth. And the answer is revolution of the earth around the sun. So, the seasons are caused by the revolution of the earth around the sun. Next, number 4. You are 10 years old today. You will be 11 after. A. The earth completes one rotation on its axis. B. The earth completes one revolution around the sun. C. The sun completes one revolution around the earth. D. 1 year which is not related to the movement of the earth. And the answer is the earth completes one revolution around the sun. Next, fill in the blanks. The fixed path along which the earth revolves around the sun is called its orbit. Number 2. The part of the earth facing away from the sun has day or night? Yes, the answer is night. Number 3. The imaginary line along which the earth rotates is called its axis. Number 4. Day and night on the earth are caused by the dash of the earth. And the answer is rotation. Day and night on the earth are caused by the rotation of the earth. Fifth one. In the month of June, the dash pole is tilted toward the sun. And the answer is North Pole. That's why we are having summer in the northern hemisphere in June. Now, next exercise, write T for true and F for false statements. First, the earth takes 24 hours to revolve around the sun. It is false because earth takes 365 days to revolve around the sun. Next, number 2. The hemisphere of the earth that is tilted away from the sun gets longer hours of sunlight. It is also false because the hemisphere of the earth that is tilted away from the sun gets lesser hours of sunlight. Number 3. When the North Pole is tilted toward the sun, the northern hemisphere has summer. It is true. Number 4. When the northern hemisphere has day, the southern hemisphere has night. It is also false. The correct statement is when the northern hemisphere has summer, the southern hemisphere has winter. Next exercise, answer the following questions. Question 1. How many different types of motions does the earth have? And I hope you all know the answer. The earth has 2 types of motions. First, rotation. Second, revolution. Question number 2. What is meant by rotation of the earth? What is effect of rotation? And the answer, the spinning motion of the earth on its axis is called rotation. Rotation of the earth causes day and night. Next question. Why is one day and one night on the earth of 24 hours? Answer. The portion of the earth facing the sun has day, and the portion of the earth facing away from the sun has night. The earth completes one rotation on its axis in 24 hours. That's why one day and one night are of 24 hours. Question number 4. In the month of June, it is summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in southern hemisphere. Why? And the answer is, in the month of June, it is summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in southern hemisphere, because the north pole is tilted toward the sun and the south pole is tilted away from the sun. I hope you all understood the topic, the movements of the earth. Now is time to explain you the chapter, the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo, that is also known as DRC. Dear students, the Democratic Republic of Congo is the name of a country which is located deep in the heart of African continent. It lies in torrid zone. The equatorial region lies on both sides of the equator and has hot and wet type of climate almost throughout the year. The Democratic Republic of Congo was earlier known as Zaire, and in 1997 its name was changed to the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is its present name. Its capital is Kinshasa. Let me tell you about the location and land of the DRC. Look at the map of the Democratic Republic of Congo. You will see that the equator runs through the north. It is surrounded by 9 countries, and the names of these countries are Central African Republic and Sudan in the north, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania and Burundi in the east, Congo in the west, Zambia and Angola in the south. Students, the landscape of country is dominated by the Congo River. It is the second largest river in Africa and the 7th longest in the world. The Congo River is also known as Zaire River, and the Congo Basin covers almost the entire country. There are high mountains in the eastern edges of the DRC and plateau in south and southwest. Students, can you name the longest river in Africa? Yes, the longest river in Africa is Nile River. The river Congo is called the highway of Central Africa. The Albert, Kivu, Edward and Tanganyika are the major lakes of this country. Students, as the Democratic Republic of Congo is located near the equator, it has a hot and wet climate throughout the year. The rapid evaporation of water due to the high temperature during the day leads to high levels of humidity. This causes clouds to build up and heavy rains occur by afternoon. This happens almost every day, making the region one of the wettest in the world. In other words, you can say mornings are quite pleasant, but at noon the temperatures are high. The temperatures during the day is between 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, and in afternoons there is a heavy rainfall for a short period. Evenings and nights are cooler. In some parts of DRC, especially in the south, it doesn't rain so much. While the summer is hot and wet, the winter is cool and dry. Students, if I ask you the question, what kind of climate does DRC have? Do you know the answer of this question? Yes. Here you can say the Democratic Republic of Congo has a hot and wet climate throughout the year. And if I ask you why the climate of the Democratic Republic of Congo is hot and wet, then what is the answer? Do you know? Yes, you have to write here because the Democratic Republic of Congo is located near the equator. That's why it has a hot and wet climate throughout the year. Vegetation. Most of the Democratic Republic of Congo is covered with rainforest. The hot and humid climate of the DRC is ideal for the growth of dense forest called tropical rainforest. And that's why most of the Democratic Republic of Congo is covered with rainforest. Rainforest covered most of the DRC. They are evergreen forest. The trees of the forest are covered with leaves throughout the year, and there are a large variety of trees and other plants. The trees are tall and form a canopy of leaves at the top. This prevents sunlight from passing through. There is a dense growth of creepers and shrubs. A special feature of the trees of these forests is they are evergreen. Evergreen means trees that remain green throughout the year. And in some parts where the climate is not so hot and wet, the vegetation is different. Here grasslands with short trees are found. These grasslands are called savanna. Students, do you know what kind of trees found in rainforest? Yes, in the rainforest, the trees are evergreen. Students, what do we call the vegetation consisting of grassland with short trees? Yes, savanna. Wildlife of Democratic Republic of Congo. The dense forest provides an excellent shelter to the animals, so a large variety of wildlife is found in the forest and savannas of the DRC. Elephants, buffaloes, gorillas, chimpanzees, baboons, hippopotamus, and rhinoceros are some mammals found in the forest. Lions, leopards, giraffes, zebras, wolves, elephants, and chimpanzees roam the savannas. Crocodiles are found in plenty in the rivers. A horse-like animal is also found here that is called okapi. And students, you can see there are many types of birds and insects in the forest. The Democratic Republic of Congo is called the natural zoo of the world. Students, do you know the Democratic Republic of Congo once had the world's largest population of hippopotamus? Due to poaching, now they are facing extinction. Poaching means illegal hunting or killing animals. Now it's time to ask you some question. What do you call the horse-like animal that is found in DRC? Yes, that is okapi. Agriculture in DRC. The main occupation of the people is farming and mining. Farmers practice shifting agriculture. In this system, some forest land is cleared and crops are grown for 2-3 years. Crops grown are cassava, maize, and rice. Cassava is the staple food. The cassava plant has long and fleshy root, or you can say tuber, under the ground. The tubers are taken out from the ground and soaked in the water for many days. Then the skin is peeled off, the tubers are dried, and flour is made from them. Cash crops such as palm oil, cocoa, coffee, and rubber are grown for export. Industry of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Students, the Democratic Republic of Congo is rich in minerals like gold, diamond, manganese, copper, cobalt, uranium, and coal. It is the largest producer of cobalt and industrial diamonds in the world. Industries are not developed here, so most of the minerals are exported. A number of dams have been built. They produce hydroelectricity. Students, do you know what is hydroelectricity? Yes, electricity produced from water is called hydroelectricity. Life of the people of Democratic Republic of Congo. Students, DRC is thinly populated. Most people live in villages in the highlands in east and along the rivers. Only about 30% of the people live in cities. Means there are having cities also, and modern facilities are available in cities. The rich city dwellers live in houses and apartments and drive cars, but the poor live in crowded, unhealthy conditions in slums. Villagers live in huts in separate tribes or groups, each having its own customs, and there are about 200 tribes in DRC. The Bantu is the largest tribe. Bantu people are tall and have curly hair. The most well-known tribe of DRC are the Pygmies. Long Pygmies lived throughout the DRC and the other parts of Central Africa, but now they are fewer in numbers and live only in certain parts of the rainforest. They are short in height. Their average height is less than 5 feet, and they get their food by hunting animals and gathering plant foods. They live in camps which they occupy for only a few weeks. Then they move to a new place. They make huts out of branches and leaves. As the weather is hot and humid, the tribal people do not wear many clothes, but on special occasions they wear colorful costumes. They enjoy singing, dancing, and telling stories. Transport in DRC. Rail and road connect cities with each other, but the land transport is not so well developed. Water transport over the river Congo and other rivers is the major means of transport. Water transport is very important. The Congo River is the chief means of transportation. Matadi is the main seaport, and Kinshasa, the capital of Democratic Republic of Congo, is an important river port. The Democratic Republic of Congo is developing fast. I hope you all understood the chapter. Now it's activity time. On the screen you can see a picture, and here I have mentioned some numbers, and you have to write the names of these animals and birds that are found in DRC. Okay students, now it's time to do some exercises. Exercise 1, choose the right answer. In this exercise I will ask you some questions and give you options also, and you have to choose the right answer. First one is, the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo is number 1 Matadi, Kinshasa, Zambia. Do you know the answer? Which one is the right answer? Yes, Kinshasa is the right answer. Next, number 2. Which is the largest seaport in the Democratic Republic of Congo? And the options are Matadi, Angola, Kinshasa. Do you know which is the largest seaport in the Democratic Republic of Congo? Yes, the answer is Matadi. Next, the staple food of people of the Democratic Republic of Congo is rice, cassava, potato. I hope you all know the answer. The answer is cassava. I have already explained you about cassava. The cassava plant has long and fleshy roots. The tubers are taken out from the ground and soaked in water for many days. Then the skin is peeled off. The tubers are dried and flour is made from them. Do you remember all this? What is cassava? Yes. Next question, question number 4. An important line of latitude which passes through Democratic Republic of Congo is, options are Tropic of Cancer, Antarctic Circle, Equator. And I hope you all know the answer, that is equator. Next exercise is fill in the blanks. Number 1. The Democratic Republic of Congo is the dash largest country in Africa. Do you know the answer? Yes, the Democratic Republic of Congo is the third largest country in Africa. Number 2, it is the largest producer of cobalt and dash in the world. And I know you know the answer. It is the largest producer of cobalt and industrial diamonds in the world. What is the answer? Industrial diamonds. Next, number 3. Most of the Democratic Republic of Congo is covered with dash. Do you know the answer? Yes, most of the Democratic Republic of Congo is covered with rainforests. Next, number 4. Vegetation consisting of grasslands with short trees is called dash. Do you know the answer? Yes, savanna is the answer. Vegetation consisting of grasslands with short trees is called savanna. Next, the equator passes through the dash part of Democratic Republic of Congo. Students, in the beginning of this class, I have shown you the picture and have explained everything about the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I hope you all know the answer, that is north. The equator passes through the north part of Democratic Republic of Congo. Next exercise, write true or false with your correct statements. Here I am giving you some statements and you have to identify, is this statement true or false? And if the statement is false, then you have to write the correct statement also. Okay? And first one is, The trees found in rainforests are deciduous. Is it right answer? No, it's false. So you have to write here false and also mention the correct statement. And the correct statement is the trees found in rainforests are evergreen. Next, the Democratic Republic of Congo exports most of its minerals. And I hope you all know it is true. So you have to write here true. Next, pygmies have a modern lifestyle. And you all know it is a false statement. So you have to write here false. And the correct statement is pygmies have a primitive lifestyle. Next, number 4, the Democratic Republic of Congo has a rich wildlife, and it is a true statement. I hope you all understood the both chapters, the movements of the earth and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And students, for exams you should read both the chapters carefully, because I will make question paper between the chapters. So you should read both the chapters very much carefully. Thank you so much for joining the class. Thank you.